It's a fucking mermaid, motherfucker. It's a fucking mermaid. I saw a fucking mermaid.
What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nomas here and I'm back with another video. On this video fam, we're gonna be watching people telling us their real life encounters with the mermaids and the sirens and what goes down in the marine world, the dark parts of the marine world fam. On the first video we got King Gio and his username, I'm gonna put it here on the screen, and I'm gonna put all these people's username on the screen. So here on this video there's a lady who was in Nashville at Percy Priest Lake. So this lady, she spotted a mermaid when she was there. You check. I want you to look at this video and let me know what you think.
Hold on, let me turn this motherfucking music down. This better not be what I think it is. This better not be what I motherfucking think it is. It's a fucking mermaid, motherfucker. It's a fucking mermaid. Damn. I saw a fucking mermaid. It's a fucking, what the fuck? Okay, I'm seeing shit though. Like, nobody noticed this fucking mermaid in the sea. Like, nobody see this mermaid, bruh. It's a fucking mermaid out there. I heard myths, but I didn't know it was true. This motherfucker out there swimming. Nobody saying nothing. People out there just sitting, looking at him. What the fuck? It's a fucking mermaid, man. It's a fucking mermaid.
So as I was going through the comments of this video, there's people who were saying this might not be real, that mermaid might not be real. But then I want you to check the mobility of the ankle when the tail is flipped. You check. Now I'm gonna bring, look at this. Look at the tail. This next video is from Palladium God. And here there's a Jamaican lady who confirms that she had a real encounter with the mermaid in real time. In real life. Let me know what you think.
Tell the people them say mermaid real, you know, because none of them not believe for my channel, you know.
They're a real thing, but you can't see them. Me see them, me talk to them, other people see them talk to them. A real thing. It's a real thing. Sometimes them come and then they all about like you, man.
Alright.
So you don't see you like you. But you don't know, say a mermaid. The other day one commander ball said they kill a husband. So, a ball. When down there tell me say they kill a husband, me say, oh, she then shot him.
Shot him?
Like him, must it? Like, come out time, he made self and go.
Yeah.
And somebody shot him. She ball over about 6 months. So then kill her husband.
Oh.
Then come.
Yeah, that boy.
So what this Jamaican lady is saying is that she met a mermaid lady, and this lady, she was with him for over 6 months. And when she asked her, what's the problem? What's the matter? Why are you troubled like this? This mermaid lady then told her that her husband, who was also a mermaid, came here to the locals as a human. He came in human form. When he came, the human killed him. And now she's been with him for over 6 months. And from this story, you can see that the mermaids are real. And it seems like when they come to us, like here on the locals, they come in human form. Like when they come to the land, they come in human form. They don't come scary or coming with tails or like that. They come in human form, meaning they are more like shapeshifters. When they're in the water, they go into their original form of being a mermaid, and they can come into the land in human form. Yeah, that's what the Jamaican lady was saying. This third video is from Darius, and his username is Divine Messenger 777. He talks about how movies show you that mermaids are real and they are not what you think they are. They are there to please the illusion that you are not aware of.
When it comes to our ancestors, these deities, these shapeshifters, they do live among us. And a lot of people are not enlightened because damn near half of the world is closed-minded anyway. So they only know about their world. They don't know about mermaids and how these shows and these movies like The Little Mermaid, who are trying to show you in a, kid playful sing-along way, they're telling you these beings are real. And if you were to see one in real life, what would you do? And sad to say, but a lot of people are so asleep in this world. If they were to see these deities on an island or a different country or a different place that has these sightings, a lot of these dumbass motherfuckers will walk over towards a mermaid. They see one in the water. Look, mommy, here's a mermaid. And you know what's going to happen? You think a mermaid's going to be like, hey, how are you? No, that's not how this goes. Mermaids are there to please an illusion that you are not aware of. For example, buddy right here, he probably thinks shorty beautiful as hell. But this nigga slow as fuck. Why are you talking to a girl in the middle of the water? And look at her body. He's done. He's not going to be in a casket, nor will he be cremated. He will be done for. He is going to go into her world, and she will put him in an infinite Tsukuyomi. If you don't watch Naruto, you won't know what that is. But basically, he will be in an illusion his whole life. So he may be dead. But if she puts him under a frequency or a siren, if this siren puts him under a frequency, he's done. He will never be able to get out of that frequency ever in his life. So he will be in a physical body in their world underwater, and he will be stuck in his mind for the rest of his life. So he will be in a nightmare, in his own hell. That's not even the real Ariel, by the way. And look at her frequency. Look at the siren's frequency. He's out of there. He's gone, coach. Pack him up. And of course, I know somebody's probably going to say, I don't believe mermaids exist because where's the proof? If you were to take a video, or if you were to spot something like this and you told somebody, what do you think would happen to you if you were to post their existence on the internet? And if the news was to cover how many people get abducted by mermaids, nobody would believe a fairy tale. That's why they don't cover this shit. But people die every day because of sirens, and they live among us. So if you were to walk somewhere randomly, they may be right in front of your face and you will never know.
This first video is from Cryptid at Scobe. He took this video from Source 90. So what's going down on this video is Source 90 was going about his day as he usually does. He was documenting his day. I think he usually takes trips on the ocean, and then he records whatever goes down there and all that things. So this day he was recording, and as he was in the ocean recording, this guy, he heard the sirens calling out in the middle of the ocean. I want you to check out this video. Let me know what you think. This is, I don't know, I think this is real. I think this is real. I want you to look at this and let me know what you think.
Did you guys know that mermaids exist? So this tall drink of water is a fisherman off the coast of Massachusetts. And on his travels, he likes to document the things that he sees out in the ocean. What he catches this night is irrefutable evidence of the existence of mermaids. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's not irrefutable evidence, it's just very strong evidence of the existence of mermaids. Check it out.
We got another one over here? What are those? What the fuck's going on? On each side of the boat? What are those trails called? What's something swimming fast underneath that water? Something swimming real fast underneath that water. I hear him. Where's he at? What the fuck is that noise, bro? What is that noise? Where are you? This is crazy. I heard it. I heard it. I hear it. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's nuts.
As I was reading the comments of this video, I came across this comment from this lady, Lena Bednose, and it reads, "My dad tells me sirens are real. He swears he saw one while he was in the Navy. I can go more into detail if anyone wants to." And this comment got over 74k likes. So it means more people were interested in the story, and I had to check it out. So I went into the video to check out what did her father tell her. So this is what she said.
Because I'm responding to this comment. This was my comment on a video. You should go watch that video. It's about like the footage that this guy caught of sirens. He heard sirens, and you can hear it. You can hear them singing. Anyway, so I had to write stuff down. Like I started I started typing it all out, but like TikTok comment space is limited, you know. So I'm gonna be so dead real with you, and I'm gonna just read what I wrote down, so that way it's not just a big jumbled mess. So like, just go with me, okay? Okay. Anyway, my dad used to be in the Navy. Okay, he was in for 4 years in the mid-90s, and when I was younger, and still to this day, he would tell me about the mermaid he saw in the water tank at the bottom of the ship. And whenever he told me about this, he would say like, because I was younger, and he was like, it's not like Ariel. He was like, it's not a pretty mermaid. He was like, I'm telling you, this thing was fucking ugly. It was hideous, okay? Here I am jumbling, I'm sorry. Anyway, so like he saw this mermaid at the bottom, at the water tank at the bottom of the ship. How he explained it to me, there's like water tanks at the bottom of the ship or somewhere in the ship that take in seawater to help with the balance or something. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. But, you know, one day after like a week at sea near the equator, they heard thumps and stuff coming from the tank. That wasn't too uncommon because it would suck in fish and larger marine life sometimes. And so him and his buddies thought it was a shark at first, but then it fucking shrieked. It shrieked. It screamed. You know, marine life don't scream. So that shit was weird as fuck. And okay, like before I get too more into this story, I want to tell you that I'm a skeptic. I questioned my dad about this multiple times every time that he told me the story. Okay? And you know, if your answers don't match up, I'm gonna pick up on it. I'm gonna know. And they always did. So like, I without a doubt believe my dad, okay? He has told me some stories before that are literally just stories and they're embellishments. But this one, stories never changed. Answers never changed. This one's the real deal, I swear. And he swears by it. And he even gets like unsettled talking about it sometimes. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to it. So yeah, him and his buddy thought it was a shark at first, but then it shrieked. Remember that? And they looked in the tank to like free whatever it was, and this creature, I guess, like when my dad explained it to me, he said it looked more like an alien than an animal. Like, he said it was ugly, hideous. It had webbed hands and it was bald. Like, it didn't have hair. It was like scaly and slimy and like pale, and it looked like an alien. I don't know. So like it kind of matches up. And he would tell me this stuff when I was younger. It was like before the internet, before, you know, that siren show. It was before that. So like I don't know. But yeah, he said it was ugly and hideous. And you know, whenever he gets to describing how it looked, he gets really unsettled and then he changes the subject. So I never really learned like what they did with it. But yeah, no, they saw it and it was ugly. And that's my dad's story. I wrote it all down, read it to you. Appreciate it.
And after this video, she made part 2. On part 2, that's where she calls out her dad, and the dad confirms everything that she's saying. So I'm not gonna put in part 2 here because he basically says what she said. So going to the next clip, we have a guy here. He tells us about his interactions with the mermaid and how he didn't choose his path. It was already laid out for him. And as I was listening to his story, I was like, damn. All I could say was like, damn, nigga.
And my experience working with La Cienne, okay? How did I fall in love with La Cienne? She came to me in my dreams, okay? She came to me. I needed confirmation from this, yes, and I got confirmation. If you are from the Caribbean, you have heard stories of mermaids snatching people. Get your ass over here, snatching them, keeping them. Sometimes they let them go. Sometimes they come back with money. You know, so many different stories of if they tell you to do something, some people say you should listen. Some people say, If they ask for a fork, give them a spoon. If you don't listen, then they won't want to keep you, okay? And they'll let you go. Sometimes people say they're beautiful. Sometimes they say that ain't how they really look. My interaction with La Sienne, very mysterious queen, very mysterious princess. You will know that as you start working with La Sienne, a lot of flies buzzing, zzz, you will notice that if the energy is disrupted, a lot of flies will come around. A lot of flies, and I mean that, a lot of flies will come around, and green frogs. Now, green frogs represent good fortune. When she's happy with you, you'll notice there'll be green frogs just out of nowhere. You'll be walking to your car, you see a green frog. It'll be a green frog on your porch or in your yard. When I chose this path, it was already laid out for me. All right? When it comes to working with a Loa, you don't get to pick and choose. Oh, I want to work with you. I want to work with you. No, it don't work like that. They got to already resonate within your energy.
This next story is from Rebecca Jenny. She's one of my favorites. I'm going to leave her link of her YouTube in the description below. She tells good stories. She has a YouTube channel and she has a TikTok. But I'm going to leave the YouTube one so that you can go and subscribe to her YouTube channel and support the movement, you know. And here she tells a story that gives me chills, fam. I don't want to lie. It's not really a story about mermaids. It's about a snake and witchcraft that took place in the Northwest Province in South Africa. So let's go into the story and listen to what she has to say.
I am back with another spooky story. And y'all, South Africa and Nigeria go head to head for the spookiest stories. So the person who submitted the story, we'll call them Lady. So Lady is from South Africa in the Northwest Province. She says she witnessed this when she was just about 8 or 9 years old. So there was this lady from around. She was beautiful. One day, the beautiful lady asked one of her friends to fix her hair. The friend agreed and they made an appointment. So she gets to the friend's house, everything is chill, and she asks the friend if she can have some water. The friend was like, yeah, sure, girl, don't be a stranger, go help yourself. He said, go into the kitchen, girl, get you a cup and do what you gotta do. So she gets up and goes to the kitchen. When she gets to the kitchen, she sees a big ass snake. Again, don't know what it is with Africans and snakes, yeah? But she saw this big snake and she just screamed. And the friend hearing the screaming just comes running into the kitchen to see this girl frazzled staring at a snake, claiming the snake had her late mother's face. She ran outside the house screaming that her mother had just turned into a snake. She's frantic, and as she's telling people, she literally drops dead, like unalived, on the spot. So neighbors, hearing all this commotion, ran out to the yard to see what's going on. And some of the neighbors were looking into the house and seeing the big snake. I remember the girl who passed away claimed that the snake had her mother's face. However, everybody else in the neighborhood that's looking at this snake, it just looks like a regular snake to them. However, it was a humongous snake. It was big. So people were more afraid by the size than anything else. Everybody was just astonished by the size. So a number of people just then gathered by the house just staring just at the snake. So the girl who just died, her boyfriend pulls up because he's a cop. So, you know, he pulling up to the scene to investigate and see what's going on. Once he get there, only to be met with his girlfriend on the floor, done. And he immediately gets met with grief and rage. As people are explaining to him what happened, he's trying to process everything. So he runs into the house, goes into the room where the snake was, and pews the snake multiple times, unaliving that snake instantly. So there was this old lady that was there, right? Once the guy gets into the room and starts pew-pewing the snake, she just starts screaming and cussing at him. She was demanding that snake. The community and the cop refused to give her that snake, and they winded up burning whatever was left of it. The old lady then stood there, doubled down, and vowed that she would deal with the person that unalived her snake. Oh, the first lady that passed from seeing the snake, the beautiful girl, she was then buried. So randomly though, in the following week, her boyfriend, without any illnesses, sickness, nothing, just winds up passing away. He just collapsed and died. So, in South Africa, when a family suspects foul play in a death, they go to a sangoma so that they can get closure. Well, the boyfriend's family did just that because it made no sense that he just upped and passed like that. And a few days later, the old lady that owned the snake passed away. So 3 people died because one person asked a friend to do her hair. She died from shock. Because remember, she could have sworn that snake had her mother's face on it. The second person that died was her boyfriend because he avenged his girlfriend. And the third person that died was the old lady who owned the snake. And that is all the person submitted.
So here, this is the last clip. And on this last clip, we got Blizzy. You see, Blizzy and Rebecca Jenny, these are my favorites. And I want you to get familiar with them because you're going to see them more often on the videos that I'm going to be posting. And here, Blizzy came with a Haiti scary story. As you know, Haiti got some scary stories, fam. I don't want to lie. And you know that for real. And you know that, fam. And here she's telling a story about a creepy neighbor who has a family friend. You have to check this out.
I've told y'all some stories before, but this one, oh my God. I'm just gonna have to hear this. So there's this girl, and she told me this story from when she used to live in Haiti when she was younger. Her dad was in the US, but she used to live with her mom and her siblings in Haiti. And they had this neighbor, this lady, and she called her auntie because her and her mom were like really close. Like if she wanted to, she can sleep over her house to play with her kids. Like they were that close. And so one day she went over to their house to sleep over at her auntie's house. And, you know, she went over there, she was playing with her kids and everything. And then it was time for bed. And they were watching TV, waiting for themselves to fall asleep. And all of the other kids fell asleep except for her. Like, she couldn't sleep. And so she was just there watching TV. And at one point, she got thirsty. And at this point, she's thinking everybody is sleeping. So she goes to get her some water. And so she can go back to the living room. And since it was a sleepover, yes, they were sleeping in the living room. I used to do that too. We would all lay on the floor. It's so much more fun than you think. And so I don't know if you guys know, some of you guys may know, but the water, it's like the little packets of water. It's like a little plastic bag of water. So she goes to the kitchen, she goes to the cooler, she gets the water. And as she's about to go to the living room, she notices somebody standing in the doorway of her aunt's room. And she wasn't going to really pay any mind to it because it's probably just her auntie. But it was just the way, like, the person was standing there. Eyes open, not blinking, staring into one corner of the house. And so she's like, hey, auntie, I thought you were sleeping. And she didn't respond. She's just... So she's like, auntie, are you okay? And at this point, she starts to be spooked out. And so she's like, you know what? She's a Haitian girl that grew up in Haiti. She knows better. She's like, I'm not going to question anything. I'm just going to go back. And if anything, my house is right next door and I will go home. And as she's about to walk away, she hears this. Which translates to, they're coming, they're coming. Tell your mom and dad that they're coming. Out of nowhere, she starts hearing drums to go along with what she's singing. She doesn't know where the drums are coming from. She just hears drums that's going along with her singing. And at this point, she's scared. Yeah, she's terrified. And before she knew it, she starts dancing. I mean, like, dancing. Like the whole... And she's like all over the kitchen, dancing. So she runs to wake up the kids. She wakes up the kids. She's like, oh my God, something is happening to your mom. I don't know what's happening. Something's happening. And so the kids get up and they see their mom in the kitchen and they didn't even budge. They were just like, oh, that's just Giddy. And they tell her, oh, that's just the Lord that possesses her sometimes. The Lord that she serves, she'll be fine. Let's just go back to bed. She's like, what do you mean? Do you not hear the drums? And they're like, yeah, I just told you that's the Lord. So you just gotta ignore it. Let her do what she does and it'll be over sooner than later. And she's like, actually, I think I'm gonna go home. The kids are like, oh my gosh, stop being such a scaredy cat. She's not gonna do anything to you. Let's just go back to sleep. And they leave and they go back to sleep. Except she couldn't go back to sleep after that. Especially while the drums are still going. She is still dancing. And she goes to the kitchen. And y'all, at this point, their mom is naked. Like completely naked. Like birthday suit naked. Dancing, singing. And at this point, she really wants to go home. But she wants to call her mom. But she doesn't have a phone. But her auntie has a phone. But she can't use her auntie's phone because her auntie currently is possessed by a Loa. And she is not allowed to go outside by herself, even if it's to go next door. It's nighttime. It's Haiti. Like, she knows better. The kids aren't listening to her. The kids are just like, it's normal. This is normal. Y'all, at this point, she's screaming, dancing, and y'all know what she does? She goes in the kitchen. She gets the hot sauce. And if you know, it ain't no little hot sauce you get from the corner store. This is Haitian made hot sauce that has been, the peppers has been in that vinegar with the seasonings for months, probably. She gets the hot sauce. She sits on the floor. Mind you, she's butt naked. She opens her leg and she starts to pour the hot sauce on her vagina. Now, I have heard stories before when people catch loi, they catch gede, and they do that. Like, I've heard stories. My grandma has told me stories. I never actually saw it for myself with my own eyes. But when the girl told me that, I was like, oh my God, you experienced that? Like, I've heard stories, but I've never actually experienced it. This lady is pouring pure hot sauce on and in her vagina, y'all. And she doesn't feel a thing. She goes right back up to dancing like it was usual. And at this point, she said, fuck this, I'm going home. And so that's exactly what she did. She ran outside, she went next door, she was knocking on her barrière, which means her gate. And it took a while because there's the gate and then there's the actual house and the front door to the house. Her dad heard her knocking on the thing. He came out, opened the gate for her. She's terrified. She's crying. She's in tears at this point. And her dad is like, what happened? And she explained to her dad, like, what was happening. And her dad is like, oh, okay, well, let's just go to bed. We'll take care of this tomorrow. Come to find out, y'all, she does this all the time, for real, like the kid said. Even with the whole pouring the hot sauce on her vagina, she does this all the time. And she does not feel it after she does it, but she does feel it when the loi leaves. When it's just her, she feels that burn. That infection came. But at the same time, it's not her that was doing it. She pays for the price afterwards. Sometimes she'll even go to the hospital because of how bad it gets. And for some reason, she wasn't allowed to go over there anymore. Every time she would ask questions, like to her parents would never give her an explanation. But they were still close, like they still spoke and everything. Their parents still spoke. She just wasn't allowed to go over there anymore. So I'm assuming she wasn't supposed to see that. And her parents knew dang well what that lady was up to and what she was doing. But yeah, y'all, oh my God. Like, I've heard stories about this before, but when she told me that, I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, there's people out there pouring hot sauce in their vagina.
This is the last part of the video, and I want to say thank you for watching these stories with me. And I'm gonna put down more videos, more interesting videos. And if you have videos that you wanna send me, you can send me a link to those videos on my Instagram. I'm gonna put my Instagram link on the description below. You can send me the videos, or you can compile videos for me if you want to. Yeah, man, I'd really love to watch these videos more and more and more with you guys. Let me know what are your thoughts on these videos. Just put a timestamp on the video that you want to comment on, and let me know what you're thinking. And if you also have like your own real life encounters with the mermaids, put us on, man. Let us know, and let's just bring more awareness about this, because this is real and people are thinking these are just like some fairy tales, some folklore stories. No, this is like some real life things. You check, this is what I'm gonna be doing in most of my videos. I'm gonna be reading the word, like I'm gonna be reading the Bible verse, and I'm gonna be having a short prayer. This is at the, like, I'm just doing this at the last part of the video. You can stay tuned with me. It's not gonna take more than 2 minutes of your time. You already spent more than 20 minutes watching this video, so you can just finish these 2 minutes with me by reading the word. So I'm gonna be reading from this Bible. This is the Holy Bible. It's an English Standard Version. So we're gonna be reading Psalm 23, and it reads, a Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in path of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. I'm gonna be praying, Our Father, I need you to close your eyes and pray with me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory belongs to you, my Lord. Amen. Take care, fam.